Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who book unboxing. Last month we unboxed some Virgin Missing Adventures. I'll leave a little card thing there and down below so you can check out that unboxing if you want to know what Virgin Missing Adventures I picked up. This month it's time for the BBC books to get a bit of love. So inside this package there are 12 books, mainly EDAs, short trips and a PDA I believe. So yeah, the way it's going to work is going to unbox it, show you the books I've got, and talk about the books really. It's absolutely pouring down, so it's a nice little cosy vibe, and talk about some books. So it'd be a nice little sophisticated little thing really. So I got these books, so I'm just going to rip into this box, and I may need a bit of a jump cut for this, but I managed to get these off Facebook Marketplace for a really good price. Yeah, for 12 books I think it was about 30 quid. And I thought, you know what, that's pretty good for these EDAs. So I am very happy with this purchase. This is from a collectible shop, the Old Curiosity Shop. You can see there, little thing there, books. And it's got this rather fancy sort of map style sort of wrapping paper. It all feels a bit sort of like past the parcel in a way, with this sort of outer layer. But yeah, inside we should hopefully have some BBC books. Inside, yes, here they are. I can see them already. You can see a little glimpse. Can you see a little bit there? So I'm just going to take this outer layer off. Okay, we are into the box, and this is just a really good time to get back into the Doctor Who books. You know, the Doctor Who book line's in a really good place. We've just had this wonderful free gift from Doctor Who magazine of Evil of the Daleks paperback. So that's a really nice little cool thing. We've had the prequel book, we've got the Icon series starting later this month, but we're here to look at some EDAs, some past Doctor adventures when the Doctor Who books were pretty much coming out monthly, and this was Doctor Who. This was the new Doctor Who while Doctor Who was off the TV. So yeah, we have the first EDA I'm going to show, Dominion by Nick Walters. So this looks like it's one of the early EDAs. Got this sort of vortex and a forest. I don't know much about this one actually. My EDA knowledge is a little bit sort of, I know the basic drift, I know some of the arcs like the Sabath arc, the Earth arc, Faction Paradox, Compassion. I think there's a book that ties into Compassion story within this, but for this I don't really know. I think this might be one of the filler books, because there's 73 EDAs, I only have 20, so my EDA collection's quite lacking compared to some of my other BBC books like the Past Doctor Adventures, which I think I'm only missing like 10 or 12, and then Missing Adventures, I think I'm only missing 4. So yeah, this is a good way to bulk up some of my EDA collection. So the next EDA is Demontage by Justin Richards. Again, I think this is the 12th book in the EDA series. This is Fitz's first adventure in space, where he becomes a James Bond assassin type character within it. It's meant to be quite a fun story. I remember seeing this in sort of the school library and just being fascinated by it, but never reading it. But yeah, here we have it. Finally got Demontage in the collection. Got Paul McGann on the cover there. Yeah, very, very exciting. I love how sort of simple the covers are within this. Yeah, really like that. The next EDA, if I can get it out because they're tightly packed within here, we have Bell Tempest by Jim Mortimer. I think the supporting characters, I think this book is meant to be one of Jim Mortimer's weakest books. Obviously Jim Mortimer did a lot in the new adventures, like Blood Heat, which obviously is if the Silurians one in Doctor Who's the Silurians, but I think this is sort of this disastrous sweeping across the Bell system, the Bell Tempest system, and the Doctor and Sam have got to sort of stop it, save people, and do Doctor Who things really. So yeah, that's all I know about Bell Tempest. We have another early EDA, which is again by Justin Richards, I believe. Yeah, Option Lock. Yeah, so this is great because I've got a couple of EDAs and I've read a few of them. I've read The Eight Doctors, which isn't as bad as what people say it is. Vampire Science is a really good book, and that's as far as I got with reading the EDA. So yeah, now I'm starting to pick up the EDAs up. I may marathon the series and see how it goes, because yeah, the EDAs appeal to me more than the new adventures. But yeah, we have that, which is cool. Very simple cover, hand looks kind of creepy. So yeah, very cool. Very happy to have that in the collection. The next book This is the one I was on about, which I think ties in with Compassion's arc, which is Shadows of Avalon, which has the Brigadier in it, which is very cool. Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting story. Whether it ties into sort of it looks quite sort of like Arthurian, sort of Avalon gives me sort of Arthurian vibes to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure out when we get to that in the marathon of the series, when I get around to reading these all in order. But yeah, very interesting cover of a crocodile with dragon wings. Yeah, but yeah, I think this is meant to be a good story for Compassion. The next story, this is another EDA, The Longest Day. I've heard that this does feel like The Longest Day, and it takes forever to read. Very interesting cover, but I've heard that this is one of the weakest EDAs. Yeah, so yeah, the reviews aren't good for that one. And then we move on to another EDA, and a very fitting title for the time of year. We have Autumn Mist, which sounds like a sort of a fragrance, doesn't it? A sort of something you'd put in your car. Oh, I've got the Autumn Mist fragrance scent. Yeah, so yeah, Autumn Mist, very interesting cover. Don't know anything about this story by David A. McIntyre. He does quite a few sort of fan sort of pleasing books with like Shadow Wang Chiang and Lord of the Storm, so I don't know if this has got any returning elements in it, but I know that it sounds like a fragrance. Autumn Mist there, everyone. The next book, we are giving the EDAs a bit of a break now and taking a look at the short trip. I love this Doctor Who More short trips. Yeah, this very chunky book, and I love the cover. You know, just the first Doctor and the Eighth Doctor and the TARDIS. It just seems so simple but so effective. I believe the BBC short trips books are a lot better than the Decalogues, and then obviously when BBC stopped doing the short trips, the Big Finish started to do their collection of short trips, and I think the BBC books are really going back to the short story format now with like the prequel book what's just come out. Yeah, I think the BBC book range really does like the sort of more anthology books, but yeah, I really like that cover because it's just the classic Doctors, isn't it? It's very simple, and it's a time capsule, isn't it? Because you know, Paul McGann was the current Doctor, so this is, you know, a bit of a time capsule really, which is really lovely. Yeah, don't know anything about these stories. And I forget that the BBC books did short trips as well, so that's really neat. Next up we have a Christopher Bulis book. Christopher Bulis is a writer you're either on board with or you're not, and this is Van Dekker's Children, which sounds like quite an interesting, creepy story with ghosts on a spaceship, and it's got a sort of time paradoxes, so it seems like a very classic sci-fi mixing of genres. And I think the story possibly hints at the Doctor's name within it, and I think the text within this is going to be really small because they're trying to fit in so much detail to fit the sort of the page count limit within these books. So yeah, very neat to have that. Then we have the main book I'm really excited about within this collection. I'm happy to have all these books, but this is the one I'm really excited to have, and it is The Year of Intelligent Tigers by Kate Orman. Now this is meant to be one of the best EDAs in the range. Kate Orman is one of the big writers in the Wilderness Years, and you know, a writer who is well regarded. Vampire Science I really loved. I thought that was really got a handle on. It was sort of felt like the start of the EDAs for many people. And I mean, like I say, I really like the Eight Doctors, but I think, you know, Vampire Science is where the range really starts. But yeah, I've heard great things about this book, so I'm really excited to give that one a read. Then we have another short trip book, which is Short Trips and Sidesteps. Again, very nice, simple cover of a TARDIS sort of zooming through space. Again, quite chunky as well. So yeah, that's very nice. A collection of short stories. Steve Cole and Jack Rayner. So yeah, very neat to have that. And the last book within this is a PDA, which is Bunker Soldiers, which sounds very similar to the latest Ncuti Gatwa. I say latest, it came out in June. Ncuti Gatwa book, Ruby Red. But yeah, so this is the first Doctor, Stephen and Dodo. Yeah, so great to sort of explore that TARDIS team, because like I say, there's really not much in terms of expanded media for that TARDIS team. But yeah, very, you can see the soldier with sort of a lizard eye, so yeah, very interesting. That is, so yeah, that's another PDA down in the collection. So that has been my Doctor Who BBC book unboxing. So here we have 12 BBC books all unboxed, and look at that. That just screams Wilderness Doctor Who, and you can see how vibrant the BBC books are on your shelf. So yeah, you get an idea of what it looks like. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe for plenty more Doctor related content coming up in the near future, such as a book collection, a Doctor Who collection tour. I'll be showing you all the merch I have within the collection, so that'll be coming very soon. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.